Check one, 2, 3. Hey. Well, thank y'all for tuning in and welcome back. I am your host, Daizah.
Taira.
Do not forget to click that subscribe button, like and comment our videos as well. We truly do appreciate it. And I am super excited to get into our conversations today.
Me too. I mean, I feel all cute and whatnot. We got our little matching outfits on, matching gold jewelry and whatnot.
I love the gold.
Facts.
I love your bracelet.
I do like your, I meant to ask you where you got your ring from, but we'll talk about that offline.
Okay.
But speaking of gold, honey, I think our last question of the day was, if you had to describe the color gold to someone who's unable to see it, how would you describe it? I think for me, I had to really think about this. I had a conversation with some people because I asked this question randomly.
Yeah.
And someone said the most beautiful words. And I was like, damn, I can feel and relate to that. As far as like, if I was the person that was unable to see the color gold, I would understand like, dang, that's a beautiful color.
Gold gives a lot of feelings. Like...
Absolutely. And then gold ain't everybody's cup of tea, but, you know, for a lot of people who love gold, it's kind of like a luxurious, comforting, you know what I'm saying?
Very cliche
color.
Of us.
Whatever. But the way they described it was, imagine you're at your wit's end. Like, it's just been a day or a week, a month, a year, whatever the case may be. And whoever that person is in your life that you really needed an embrace from, they embrace you and you just sink into their arms. That is what the color gold looks and feels like. I was like, damn.
So like what? Like rewarding?
I wouldn't say necessarily rewarding, but warm.
Or like a trophy.
Comfortable.
Like winning.
I mean, it depends on how you see it, but for me, I can relate to like if you're at your wit's end and you just like at your breaking point, you made it. You made it. Like everything's gonna be okay.
Like
everything's gonna be fine. Everything is going to be fine. And this hug just gave me the reset that I needed. Like I'm back in the game now. You know what I'm saying? I was down, but now I'm back up. But now, how would you describe the color gold? Okay,
gold is like the golden hour. Imagine enjoying your day on a tropical island, a refreshing drink in your hand, like a pina colada or something. The sound of waves crashing, your body is warm from the sun, all while you've been sun-kissed. When the sun reflects your skin, it shines and it's elegant. There's a different type of glow you get with the color gold. It gives you a feeling of richness, all while being whole. Why don't you close your eyes?
I'm closing my eyes because I'm trying to like listen to what you're saying and put myself in a person's shoes who's unable to see it.
Okay.
And I feel like you connected the dots on a lot of the things you said, like a pina colada, the sound of the waves. But it was some things that it's like, I can't relate because I can't see it. Because you said, you know, the glow on your skin. If I can't see the color gold, I can't see my skin either. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like that question alone, it makes you really sit down and think.
Yeah.
You have to be in a creative space in order to like really think about how to communicate something, how something looks to somebody that's unable to see it. You know what I'm saying? So that simple little, I guess you could say icebreaker or like inquisitive question puts you in a state of mind like, okay, damn, this is thought-provoking that requires me to really put some depth into my thinking of how I need to respond to this. You know what I'm saying?
Past the surface level.
The surface level.
Yeah.
And that's why we're going to introduce our new slogan. Well, one of our new slogans, depth over comfort, which is on the back of our t-shirts. But speaking of creative spaces, I really want to know, like, how do other people get into their creative space? Because I feel like if you're unable to tap into that creative state of mind, you don't really have a lot of... I feel like that's where drive kind of comes from, you being in a creative space. You know what I'm saying? And speaking of being in a creative space, double back right quick. If y'all remember, Daizah said that, I'm coming for you. Daizah said that she wanted to create a clothing brand, right? So, and I told you, I'm going to give you a couple weeks to a month or two to get some progress going with that. So has some progress been made?
So I've came up with the name of the clothing brand.
Okay.
And then other than that, because I've been contemplating a name. I've had like certain ones, but I'm just like, that one didn't really hit. But when I heard this one, I was like, yes, like that's a good one.
Okay.
So the name of the clothing brand is going to be...
I like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's going to be called... And then the reason why, which I wrote it down when I thought about it, is the meaning is no matter which way you're going, left, right, down, or diagonal, the one thing that can help you get out of it is God or a higher power. And that's... So anytime we hit rock bottom, we cry for help, for guidance. We even get on our knees and seek for guidance. Like, just when everything is going every way besides up, there's only one thing that you revert to, and that's going to be.
I love that. That's beautiful. That's really, really dope. Okay. So, and correct me if I'm wrong. You did say that this was going to be a Christian-based clothing brand, right?
Yeah.
Somewhat.
I haven't really,
Okay.
The intention behind it, for sure.
Okay. Gotcha. And I forgot how long it's been since I asked you, since we had that dialogue about you wanting to start a clothing brand. You caught me completely off guard with that because I was like, where did that come from? But since then, when you came up with this name and how much ever additional information about the clothing brand, what put you in that creative space to start getting this momentum going?
So when I figured out the name of the brand, I wasn't actually in a creative space. I think I was listening to a sermon. I don't know if it was at church or on YouTube, but when he said it, it clicked. But for me, like, I used to draw hand like templates of Air Jordans.
Okay, yeah.
And then I would create my own. So I literally have a sketchbook of customized Jordans that I have, and it's like autumn ones or fell in love ones, and like it's the colorway of my own. So I used to. This is so weird. It's not weird. Why is it weird? Let me stop saying that. I told myself that I would want a shoe store with customized Jordan ones of my own, and I would sell them. Like, it was only a one of a kind, or there's two. So that's where I got that idea from. But for me, honestly, I just sit there and I'm like more of like a artistic person when it comes to creativity. So if I see something on my phone, like, I'm a big Pinterest girl. Like, all my clothing
same.
ideas come from Pinterest.
I got a whole board.
No, literally my dream in Pinterest. And then I try and take it to paper as much as I can.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So, like,
I feel like when you take things from being digital to handwritten,
you can see it.
It becomes real. Actualized. Exactly. Yeah.
So that's how I get in my creative space. I have a hard time getting creative on a device.
I feel it.
And obviously I play like calm music. Like, I love the relaxing piano station on Pandora.
Yes.
Like, even
come on,
when
Mozart.
Even when I'm like journaling or like Bible study and stuff, it's just like, I be forgetting that I'm doing it. I just become
You're
so
in the
intrigued.
moment.
Yeah.
In the moment. I love that.
Yeah.
Because when you live where your feet are currently planted, like, you're only in that present moment. You're not thinking about what happened yesterday. You're not thinking about the future and what you got to do tomorrow when you get home, or what you got to do when you get home from work. You're in that moment focusing on what. I feel like that's a creative groove right there. Just focusing on what's right in front of you. What you can currently hear, see, feel, touch, smell, so on and so forth.
Yeah.
I feel like that will literally put you in a creative space. So that's awesome.
Yeah.
Okay.
How do you get it?
You know what? I feel as though I haven't locked down like one particular niche of how to get into a creative space, because I'm all over. It depends on like what type of creativity I'm trying to get into. So I think, and you know what? Let me say something before I get into my how I get into a creative space. I find myself, I wouldn't consider myself like a lazy person, but I have a lot of lazy moments. Like, in my mind, I'm like, I don't feel like doing this. I don't want to do this. Like,
absolutely.
This can get done tomorrow. I used to be like, oh, I'll do it tomorrow. I was that person, that tomorrow person, which is not good, because that tomorrow will turn into the next day and the next day and the next day. Right. So in order for me to kind of like quiet that voice, like, I'll do it tomorrow, I'll immediately just like put something on, music, or I'll take a walk around the house, walk around the apartment, walk around whatever the case is. So I'll immediately like start doing something. It's kind of like if you have an itch and you scratch it, that's the distraction from the actual itch. Does that make sense? So I'm doing something to divert the attention from the itch, which is me wanting to be lazy.
Okay.
And then I figure out a way to get into my creative space. It's like, I don't feel like doing it. Let me go ahead and start doing something, just jogging in place, something to just quiet that up. Yeah. And then I figure, okay, what is the task at hand? Do I need to create TikToks so that I can, market my stuff? Do I need to do homework? Do I need to go to the gym? Whatever it is, I'll figure out a creative space to navigate into that particular something. So for the gym per se, I'll start playing my music. Like, I'm hyping myself up, you know what I'm saying? Making my protein shaker. I'm in the, you know what I'm saying? Just getting hype. If it's homework, I love like piano music, stuff like that. Or I'll start, I'll get on my laptop, do something else, such as like make a Canva post or whatever, and then go to the homework. But at least I opened the laptop and I'm now
started something.
Exactly.
What do they say about that thing where if you just do something for 10 seconds a day, like, all right, you did for 10 seconds, next time do it for 15.
Exactly.
And that just starts it's a
little
compound effect.
Little wins. Absolutely.
Yes,
absolutely.
That's what matters.
You're slowly conditioning yourself to make your way into making that a habit. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. But it's such an interesting question of like asking people, how do you get in your creative space? Because I know a lot of people have different ways of doing it. Like I know some people, I seen one person, I think it was a video, and it was doing like these weird ass dances. And I'm just like, I wonder if that works. And I tried it one day. And just because I made myself laugh, I was like, okay, let me do something funny.
I feel good now.
Yeah. And I made like a bunch of dance videos that had like 5,000 views on TikTok. I was like, okay, cool. We got a little progress going, So, but I think when you put yourself into a creative space often, you become a more creative person who has more creative conversations and just become you have a more creative life. And I'm using that creative word kind of like in a metaphorical way because one of our new slogans is depth over comfort.
Yeah.
A lot of people have surface level conversations because they are surface level people. Like they live right here rather than penetrating the surface.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So whenever you're in creative spaces, you become more of a creative person. You're willing to ask those tough questions. You're willing to answer those tough questions and not give like a bleak answer. You know what I'm saying?
Well, a lot of the times people won't even want to answer those tough questions because of like fear, or they don't even want to just face it. Like they're okay and so comfortable with who they have been that they're not even willing to change.
That part.
And I'd be like, bro.
That part.
Something got to change. Mm-hmm. And the thing that sucks is a lot of us want more. Ooh. And for everybody that be complaining, and y'all be complaining about nothing or complaining about everything, but you ain't doing nothing about it.
That part.
And I think, so what would you say is something that someone can start doing to actually implement being in their creativity? Like if, let's just say I'm stuck, I don't even know how. Like, how do I start?
Yeah, that's a good question. Honestly.
Because I feel like it's hard sometimes.
It is. But, so kind of like I mentioned, it's you, one, being aware. Like you have to be aware that is a voice in your head that's, ooh, wait a minute. I just thought about a book that I read a couple years ago and I'm going to lightly quote it because I don't remember all of the book, but I just remember like the main purpose of the book. If y'all have never read Outwitting the Devil,
I've heard.
That book will put you on game. It will put you on game. So basically, like I said, I'm lightly quoted. There's people in this world called drifters, right? Okay. And it's the devil that slowly gives breadcrumbs to people to make them drift. So that voice you hear in your head, like when you wake, you have your 5 o'clock alarm set, you open your eyes when the alarm go off and you're just like, I don't feel like doing this. And it's a dialogue that you're having with yourself like, okay, I'll go after work and then I'll make up for it. Okay, no, actually.
Yeah, right.
My feet hurt. I can't get up right now. You're giving yourself excuses to stay in bed rather than getting up and doing what you said you was going to do. That's that devil making you a drifter. He's literally like with the puppeteer strings going like this with you. So how can people start to take action and stop being a drifter or, whatever, get into their creative space? One, you got to become aware. You got to become aware that you are that person, you are that tomorrow person, or you lack creativity as it relates to being productive in whatever way that you need in order to whatever way you need to progress in life in whatever it is that you do. So being aware and then just finding ways to mitigate or divert that noise so that you can start to do that 10%, 15%, 20% and progress into actually taking action on a daily basis. So I can't give it like a straight on answer because it's going to look different for every person,
I think one way that people can really get into it too is most of us or our audience, even ourselves, I mean, we're not old. we're still young,
Yeah.
you know? And at this age, there is absolutely all the room to fail right now. So if there's something that comes, like an idea that comes to your head, like, I don't know, I want to go skydiving or I want to open up a business, go do it.
Go do
like,
it.
You're young.
Take action.
Yeah. Do everything that you possibly can because if I was like 50 or 60, and even then it's probably not too late, like I can still do stuff, but at least we're at a place where we can literally try everything and anything right now. And I think when you try new things, like we really don't even know what we like if we haven't even tried it.
Right.
At least do something once.
Yes, I agree.
You know?
I absolutely agree.
Because you never know, that passion might
get lit up by something new that you've tried. Yeah. Absolutely. Like don't put your life in a box. Put it in one category. Like I'm stuck to the limitations of what it is I already know. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of times people's knowledge is their experience. Like that's all they know, and they're stuck in that cycle. You know what I'm saying? A rat race, as you will. Ooh. So, and I would even debate that if you're in your 50s, 60s, that you like maybe you shouldn't go skydiving. Why not? And as soon as you said 60s, I remember seeing this video of a 67-year-old woman deadlifting 300 pounds. And I'm just like, that's
crazy.
Bro, no, like that, I can't even deadlift 300 pounds. Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Her bones are strong.
But she put the work in. And they showed it was like one of those transformation videos. She was like, she was a little overweight. And then she was working out. They showed the videos of her working out, the weight dropping to her ass deadlifting 300 pounds.
That's crazy.
You know what I'm saying? So if you want it, go after it and it's yours. You know what I'm saying?
That also is a change of habit though.
That part. It takes 21 days to recreate, to change or drop a habit. So
yes.
21 days, 3 weeks. You ain't got 3 weeks to
change your life,
invest into changing your life. When you put it into terms like that, it's kind of like it's your fault. I don't have a lot of sympathy for people who are stuck in the life that they don't want to live. You know what I'm saying? Because you are literally capable of living any life that you want to live. Everybody has these, what they call them, the little dream boards, vision boards.
Vision boards?
Yeah, everybody got vision boards of a big-ass yacht and millions of dollars and this, that, and the third. It's like, okay, what are you doing about it? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
What are we doing here?
Breaking the cycle. That's a real thing. I think in our day and age, everyone wants to break the cycle. Yeah. Right? And breaking the cycle is very hard. It takes a different type of mentality, a different type of drive, inspiration, stuff like that. I feel like in my body that I was meant to be the person to change the dynamic of my family. And when we're surrounded by people who are used to the cycle, they're just constantly stuck in survival. They don't see anything else besides that. Like, even the relationship that I have with my father, culture is you need to go to school. Right. You need to be in the medical field, go be a doctor. And I remember literally one conversation I had because I went to radiology school for 6 months. This was when my mom was like, you need to do something. Like, I don't care what it is, but you need to do something. Right. And I was like, all right, well, I'll go to be a radiologist. It was a 2-year program. And I got through the first semester and I didn't like it. And I dropped out. And my dad was not happy, obviously, because I wasn't going to school, you know? But probably like a few years ago when I was in solar, I told him, I was like, yeah, I'm probably he was like, what are your goals in life? And I was like, well, eventually I want to own some property, like investment. He was like, Daizah, like that's not sustainable. Like you need consistency. Yeah. Like, yeah, there's a lot of money, but there's not guarantee. And I was just like, bruh.
Guarantee.
And
that's that scarcity mindset.
And I was like, dude, I am your firstborn. I didn't get to experience the life with you, like with the present father. Right. And you have 3 other kids that are younger than me, and you're still working as if you did when I was younger. So now they have to experience the same thing. Yeah. And I'm like, in my head, when are you retiring, bro? You know what I'm saying?
How old is he?
He's I think he's the same age as my mom. Yeah, 40,
Okay.
44.
I mean, I would consider him still young and still
He's
in
still
a good,
young, but that mindset is not changing.
You'd be surprised. Now, actually, you know your father better than I do, of course.
Yeah,
but
I don't know.
I feel like some things can occur in people's lives to make them see the light. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's why I never put the stigma like you can't teach a dog, an old dog, new tricks.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like saying that statement because if the right perspective came along, then somebody could possibly see the light. You know what I'm saying?
To me, it's one of those things like, okay, he might feel the disappointment or the doubt.
Right.
So me being me,
Mm-hmm.
I just got to show him that it's possible.
Right.
I have to be the person to make the change.
I like that.
You know what I'm saying?
I like that.
So it's like...
And that's a commendable responsibility to take on yourself.
Yeah, like, all right, bro.
I got you. I'm going to just show you.
Yeah.
I ain't going to say nothing.
And when I
get
there, oh my God. You know that TikTok be like, I ain't going to tell you I'm rich, but there's going to be little things.
But there will be signs.
That faucet over the stove.
Yeah.
Just I love take
those
care
things.
Of you.
I love those little videos.
That's exactly what I'm going to do. I'll be like, yeah, I'll be in the Philippines for 5 months. Are you going to be there? Oh, okay. You need this much? Oh, okay. Come on. Come enjoy your time.
How much they pay you?
Yeah.
I'm going to give you that time. Just
don't worry about it.
Just bring your ass. Just bring your ass.
No, literally. So I think it's one of those things where it is a little tough when you just got to watch who you're surrounded by.
Facts.
Because the people you're surrounded by can really just keep you stagnant or they can, like, you need people that can challenge you.
Yep.
And that's one of the things that I've realized is like certain people in my life, I can't listen to you.
Yeah.
Because that was your experience, which that's your experience. Your feelings are valid, but I just want more from my life. I don't want to clock in, live by corporate and my 401k be with them. And, no. I deserve to live this one life that I got here. And I'm not going to clock in and out from a 9 to 5 and just do that. And then be tired because I bust my butt. And then go back and turn around and do it again.
That part.
Nah.
Rinse and repeat is crazy. Crazy work.
Y'all are tripping.
Crazy work. But I mean, that is our current predicament.
Yeah.
And speaking like of our current predicament and like the story you just shared about your dad, it reminded me of this lady. I was at a retirement briefing, sorry, not a retirement briefing, a retirement planning briefing in the military, last week? A week or two ago. And lady, I could tell she was like in her 40s, maybe early 50s. And she went around the room and was asking everybody like, when do you plan to retire? Like, when would you like to retire? And everybody in this crowd like, 60, 75. Somebody said 80. And I was like, you're clearly trolling. You're clearly trolling. Somebody said 55. She gets to me. I said 30. And it was like this bewildered look on her face. She's, that meme of the guy?
Are you
going
sure?
Like that? Yeah,
Is that even possible?
And she was like, if you don't mind me asking, how old are you now? I said, 27. 27. And she's like, oh, so you're going to retire. Like she was trolling me at that point.
Yeah.
She was trolling me at this point. She was like, oh, so you're going to retire in 3 years? I said,
she didn't believe in you.
I said, absolutely. Next question. Next question. So I think people think that that's impossible. Now, granted, am I going to retire at 30? That's what I'm telling myself. That's what I'm telling everybody else. It might be 33, 34, 35. It might even fucking be 40. You know what I'm saying? However, I'm telling you it's 30 and that's what I'm moving in. That's what I'm working towards on a daily basis is retiring, not working and clocking in for nobody by the time I hit 30. 30 years and maybe 2 days. That's it. I just don't see that for my life. Long term especially. So as far as like people having that mindset, and then when they come across people who have the opposite mindset, like myself, like I'm retiring in a maximum of 3 years, they're like, clearly you're dreaming too big. Like you need to have realistic goals. You need to da-da-da-da-da. That's your problem. You have realistic goals. Ooh. Your goals need to be unrealistic, and you need to continue to manifest that so that it's being actualized in little microscopic ways throughout your life. You know what I'm saying?
What was that quote? You can't have a few millions without a couple L's.
You can't have a few. Wait,
or you can't spell.
You can't spell million without a few L's. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I am willing to try any and everything to get myself closer to that goal of retiring by 30, not working for nobody, taking care of my family, so on and so forth. And what comes with that territory is taking a couple L's.
And
simple as that. That's learning lessons, though.
Yeah. I will say there are many people out there that don't want millions.
That's true.
Right?
That's not everybody's goal.
And that's okay. I don't think everybody is supposed to be a millionaire. I just don't believe that. I don't know if the world would be sustainable. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's okay. I think, though, the point is that if you go to work and you're frustrated, you're burnt out, you're unhappy, you hate this and you hate that, okay, well, what are you going to do about it?
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Mm-hmm.
And that's the point we mean, like, do more for yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And I think what's also important is testing and knowing your strengths.
Yep.
If you know that you're really good at something, go dive deeper into that.
Right.
And see where it can really take you.
Yep.
You know? Like, we all have strengths in this world. That's why we're all different. No one is absolutely the same. You bring value. I bring value. He brings value.
Mm-hmm.
Like, go put you in a room where you can be an inspiration.
Yep.
Ooh, this is good. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
When you are constantly in service to other people, like, one of my friends, she just asked me, like, what is your purpose in life?
Yeah.
And I was like, to be in service.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
Yeah.
If any way I can be in service to you, if I can just touch 100 people, I know that my voice and what I said is stuck with that person.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And that's fulfilling.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like the easiest way is, like, just remind yourself to be in service.
Right.
If you have a pro or something that can help somebody, help them.
Help them. Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? And that is your purpose right there.
Yep.
If you're living in that, you're happy yourself internally, but you doing that is going to be the millions.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? It's not even about a dollar amount.
Yep.
And that's one of the things that I'm trying to figure out is my strengths. Like, I just remember when I was in Forex or the MLM, I was so good at marketing myself, bro. Like, granted, it wasn't, the structure of the actual group was not the best. Right? But the lessons that I learned from being in an MLM, bro, I've gained so much value. And I'm still traumatized because I can't believe I did that. Like, I lost a few friends and people felt some type of way because I was marketing myself a certain way. But it was just one of those things where I know that I'm so good at marketing that if I just step on next and, like, commit to it, that my voice can reach hundreds and hundreds of people, you know? So I have to get over that fear of judgment.
So it was a sacrifice you were willing to make. Simple as that. And that's okay.
And I know that when I give value and share my experience and my testimony, that I truly made an impact on somebody.
And that's all that matters.
And it's like a dopamine that you get.
Yes.
And it feels so good.
Yes.
You know? So I meant to say about the solar industry. Obviously, my mom's been in the same industry for the last, I don't even know, 19 years. And so they're all used to the corporate industry, right? And she said that her coworkers will ask her, like, oh, what's Daizah doing now? Like, ask, like, what I'm doing in life. And she'll be like, oh, she's still doing the same thing, solar. And they'll be like, oh. Like, they downplay solar. You know what I'm saying? But if you guys don't realize, everything is sales.
Literally.
Everything is sales.
Everything in this life.
The corporate job that you're in is an MLM.
Yep.
Everything is an MLM. You start at the bottom, then you got to bust butt to get over here. At least I'm in an industry where I go out and I hustle and I grind to make good amount of money. I put in my, what? I worked from April to
mind the business that pays you, okay?
You know what I'm saying? Like, there's pros and cons to everything, but sales is the way to go.
Yeah. I feel that.
Absolutely.
I feel that.
You know?
But it ain't for everybody.
It ain't, no.
Because I've seen some terrible salesmen. And I'm like, are you okay?
I don't know if you should be.
I don't know if this is your cup of tea here. But you said something, though. You said something in regards to, like, what are you doing about it?
Mm-hmm.
If you want to be this, cool. What are you doing about it? What are you doing to get to that? And I think people lose sight that everybody in this world have the same 24 hours. The same 24.
Literally.
Like, Jeff Bezos don't have 36 hours in a day or 48 hours in a day. He has the same 24 hours as me, Daizah, and you, right? So don't put the job that you currently work, whether it's solar, the military, bussing tables, a nurse, doctor, whatever. Don't put your time, your shift, as an excuse as to why you can't get closer to your goals. You know what I'm saying? Because if you work a 9 to 5, cool, you still got time left before you go to sleep and reset for the next day. What are you doing with that 5 to 9 at that point?
Being intentional.
So you got a 9 to 5, cool, you working for the man at that time. But what are you doing for your time, 5 to 9?
Mm-hmm.
That's the time that you need to put in the grind so that you don't have to continue to rinse and repeat. What do you like? Whether it's you opening the book and getting more information about how to start that business or acquire that equipment, whatever it is that you're trying to do in life. So that 5 to 9, you need to be working towards those goals in whatever shape, way, shape, or you know what I'm trying to say, shape or whatever. I'm bad at quotes today.
No, both of us literally.
So bad. But yeah, y'all get what I'm trying to say. Like, you need to be grinding during that time, because if you are literally just focusing on that 9 to 5 and then running home, got road rage going home just to sit your ass on the couch and watch the series that you're trying to catch up on.
Yeah.
That's your life, and that's going to continue to be your life if that's how you spend in your 5 to 9. Like, you got to make it realistic.
And you got to feed yourself. Like, you got to really take care of yourself. I feel like most of the time they get stuck in the cycle that they just eating crap. They ain't even being active. And a lot of that plays because if you're just constantly
groggy and that's low frequency. That's low frequency vibes.
You gotta.
Now we love a good cheat day.
For sure.
Let me. I was about to say, when you got to feed yourself good food, I'm like, yeah, but I like a little cheeseburger every now and then.
A little Big Mac sometimes.
Yeah, but
that's okay.
I definitely agree with you. If that's your frequency all the time, that's just your identity. You need to change some habits up, baby. If you in Mickey D's driveway every single day, then that's the life that you're going to continue to live unless you start changing habits. Mm-hmm. And I'm speaking metaphorically. Of course, the physical act of going to Mickey D's and every single day, that's just bad for business. But you rinsing and repeating bad habits, that will continue to be your life. That will continue to be the results that you get out of life.
That's your reality.
That's your reality. Simple as that.
And it's going to be uncomfortable.
Bruh. On Monday, Wednesday, Friday, cool. Go get your Mickey D's. But Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, and Sunday,
fruits and vegetables.
Make your ass a salad or, you know what I'm saying, smoothie. Clean some stuff up. Can't be a 7 days a week type of thing. Like, you got to start with small actions, taking action. So, but yeah. Child, I think I was sitting here when it was circling my head ever since you said skydiving. And I remember you told me about that movie Lifeless. Or whatever.
Oh, yes.
Okay, break it down to me again, because it's kind of like a bucket list, right?
Yes.
Okay.
So, long story short, if you haven't watched it on Netflix, it's called Lifeless. I was absolutely boo-hoo crying watching this movie.
I gotta watch it.
Boo-hoo crying. The first 15 minutes, I was like, wow, this is so sentimental. But long story short, the mom is sick. She passes away, and the word is inheritance.
Inheritance.
Yes.
There it is.
So they're passing out the inheritance, or like telling what everybody gets. And the daughter, she actually was working for the mom's beauty company. Well, when it was all said and done, the mom didn't give her ownership of the company. And the daughter was sent to complete this life list that she wrote when she was like 12 years old of everything that she wanted to accomplish in life. It was like, get a tattoo, find true love, be a good teacher, other things like that. And it was one of those things where the message was, the mom saw that she was settling for less, that she wasn't walking in her purpose, that she was looking the other direction, that she wasn't herself anymore. And so the mom was like, honey, like complete this Lifeless. This is what you've always wanted to do in life. Go figure out what makes you happy.
Yes.
And so literally immediately, the daughter actually walked into her boyfriend's apartment and the boyfriend was playing video games with like this mask on. And it was just not her typical. And she was pissed off and she broke up with him.
Oh, wow.
That moment. And she became single and then she was a teacher. And she started to do all these things. And at the end of it, she received the inheritance of the family house.
Oh, that's awesome.
So I go to say that a lot of the times we get drifted. So I'm actually making my own life list.
That's awesome.
To remind myself like, okay, I've said these things in my lifetime. I want to accomplish this. So a few things that I have on there is, I was like, wow, my dad used to play the guitar with me and he would sing. So I'm going to learn how to play the guitar. And we're going to have a moment where we're going to sing I'm Yours by Jason Mraz together while playing the guitar. And then another one that I have is I'm going to live in my car girl era.
Oh, God.
So,
I could never.
So I'm going to get a BMW E30. I'm going to customize it myself, live in that era. But I have other things.
That's awesome.
And I want to encourage you to make your life list.
Yeah, because I do have a bucket list, but I don't think I've ever even put thought into a life list. That's
like, think about when you were younger.
Yeah.
Like, when I grow up, I want to.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because I used to tell people that, like, as a child, we always said, I want to do this when I want to be this when I grow up. I want to do this when I grow up. You're still growing up. Like,
no, literally.
As a 27-year-old woman today, I still say, I want to do this when I grow up. I want to be this when I grow up.
Yeah.
So you have to remind yourself to, you know what I'm saying?
We get lost in the sauce and we don't even look that way anymore because we're in survival mode. No, go live your life.
Live it. Yes.
Like, being a kid is like the best thing you can do at all times.
Absolutely.
So I'm going to ask you in a few episodes and give you some time. What's on your life list?
It's only fair. It's only fair. I spent the block on you on that clothing brand, so I guess. All right. I'm going to write that down, actually.
It's all right. I'm going to remind you.
Going to follow up. All right, but it is that time of the episode where we ask our question of the day. So this question is highly debatable because a lot of people tend to sway one way versus the other. But then, it's kind of like what about this perspective? Well, what about this perspective? So we're going to get into it on the next episode with some of the comments that y'all drop about your answers to this question. So the question is, which is more important, talent or hard work?
Choose wisely.
Yes, choose wisely, because I got my answer and I'm ready to debate. Yes. Okay, honey? But no, thank you guys for tuning in to another episode of Our Side of Story podcast. We greatly appreciate you guys rocking with us thus far. Make sure you are subscribing, liking, and following, and dropping your comments to the question of the day. We'll see y'all on the next episode.